Good evening. Welcome to Epiphany Lutheran Church in Richmond, Virginia. I'm Kevin Barger, the Director of Music Ministry, and this is our Music Minute, taking a look at the hymns we'll be using in worship tomorrow on the third Sunday of Advent. We're going to start with the hymn of the day, Hark the Glad Sound, which was written by Philip Doddridge, and he wrote about 400 hymns in his lifetime. This was actually written specifically for December 28th, 1735, and it was to go with a passage from Luke. And it has very rich imagery throughout it, to really check out the text tomorrow when you're looking at that. And the tune name of this is Chesterfield, named for Lord Chesterfield. And interestingly enough, some others gave it the name Richmond, also for some other famous people. So maybe some local ties here, right? Chesterfield, Hark the Glad Sound. So a nice fanfare start to get us going. Now we'll move over to the piano for the rest of our songs. And the first one is People Look East. That's our gathering hymn. And this first appeared in the Oxford Book of Carols. It's very rich in imagery, just like the Hark the Glad Sound that we just talked about. The text is actually written by the same person that wrote the text for Morning Has Broken. So nice little connection there. She was known for her nursery rhymes and singing games that she did for children. The tune for this is a French carol named for the city in eastern France where it originated. So this is People Look East. Very jazzy version of that. And we will move on to our hymn during communion, and that will be Awake, Awake, and Greet the New Morn. And of all the hymns we're doing this week, that is the oldest, or the newest, that we've had, most contemporary. It's a Marty Haugen hymn. You might remember that name from several other things that we've done. It was written in 1982, and the story behind it is that year, Marty Haugen's family had decided that instead of traditional Christmas gifts, they were going to give non-material things. And he drew the name of his aunt, who happened to be the pastor at Luther College. at the time, and this hymn was his gift to her that year. It was originally written as a Christmas hymn, and it's been morphed and modified over the years to the wake and the waiting portion of Advent, so it has moved now to an Advent hymn. Awake, awake, and greet the new morn. Maybe a little more fun, kind of fast rhythms in there than we'll see tomorrow. More notes definitely than we'll have to sing. So that's good, but definitely a fun, newer hymn. And then going to the opposite end almost, Joy to the World is our sending hymn. And you've heard me say this before, Joy to the World is actually not either a Advent or a Christmas hymn. It was actually the second half of a paraphrase of Psalm 98, for the second half of Psalm 98. And it's a logical cusp, though, between Advent and Christmas, which is why it's a little bit confusing. And in fact, in the LBW, the Green Hymnal that we had from 1978, it was the first hymn of Christmas is where it appeared in the order. And in ELW, it appears as the last hymn of Advent. So you can see it's some confusion as to where it goes there. The tune that we sing, that we really know, Joy to the World, that tune is actually not what was originally written to this text. That tune was added more than a century after the text was written. It has some connection to Handel and the Messiah. It takes a little bit of Glory to God and Comfort Ye from the Messiah and puts that together into what we now sing as Joy to the World. This one's a little more jazzy than we'll sing tomorrow, I'm sure. Okay, maybe a lot more jazzy. It's hard to imagine the Handel Messiah coming out of the version we just played. So thanks for joining us this evening. If you'll be joining us in person tomorrow for worship, that's at 8:30 and 11. Of course, the 11 o'clock service will be live streamed on our YouTube channel, and we have fixed the problem, we believe, with the recording. We've had problems the past 2 weeks. We apologize for that, but we've figured out the problem and shouldn't have that issue tomorrow. And a reminder that this coming Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. is our last of the Holden Evening prayer services for Advent. So you're welcome to join us for that as well. Thanks again for joining. We'll look forward to talking again soon.